Good evening, this is the New Dawn FM News in English, read to you by Lucis Lokai. First, the headlines. ABG repatriates 4 sea ordeal survivors. Communications Minister returns to PNG today. Minister explains the MOU. Massive invites Facebook to establish in PNG, and Minister receives acknowledgement on behalf of the PNG Defence soldiers that helped Australians to fight bushfires. Now the news in detail. 4 out of 12 people from Bougainville who were rescued by a fishing boat after their boat capsized and drifted at sea since December 2019 will finally return home this week. The survivors include a woman and a young girl about 12 years old, and another boy in his 20s, and an adult named Dominic Staley. The last one of the survivors was discharged from the National Referral Hospital in Honiara on Saturday, 29 February, after surgery. All 4 are well and residing at the PNG High Commissioner's official residence in Honiara, Solomon Islands. A statement from the Bougainville Disaster Office said that they are ready to get their ticket to return home as soon as temporary travel documents are issued by the PNG High Commission office in Honiara. The Bougainville Disaster Office has planned for the 4 to travel to Port Moresby on Wednesday this week, overnight in Port Moresby before traveling to Buka this Thursday. All travel expenses for the repatriation will be met by the autonomous Bougainville government. Bougainville Disaster Coordinator, retired Colonel John Imaka, told New Dawn FM from Port Moresby, where he is waiting for the survivors, that Momi's government wanted to repatriate the survivors quickly. However, they had to wait for the one in hospital to be discharged first. The member for South Bougainville and Minister for Information Communication Technology, Timothy Masio, returned to Port Moresby this afternoon, hugely satisfied with the outcome of his first ministerial visit to Australia. This was my first ever official engagement since I took up the ministry in November 2019, and I am pleased the visit was to Australia, as they are our closest neighbor and very important development partner, he said. During this trip, I met with my Australian counterpart, Honourable Paul Fletcher, and the Minister for Internal Development, Honourable Alex Oak, as well as the Head of Office of the Pacific Office, Ewan McDonald, in Canberra on Wednesday. This is the highest ICT ministerial representation we have now established, and our discussions were both frank and cordial. Among the many issues I discussed with Minister Fletcher, we agreed to further progress my notion to establish an annual regional ministers forum where we would focus on the current ICT challenges that we face in the Pacific, as well as opportunities presented by the rapid advances in technology. I also invited both ministers to visit PNG, and Minister Oak will be visiting us next week, Mr. Matthew said. The minister also witnessed the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the respective heads of PNG Department of Information and Communication and the Australian Department of Infrastructure, Transport, Regional Development and Communications a day earlier on 25th of February in Canberra. The significance of this MOU is it will now enable my department personnel to tap into the vast experience and resource base of their Australian counterparts, particularly in the areas of ICT, policy development, and staff training and mentoring. You're listening to New Dawn FM News in English. The Minister for Communications and Information Technology and member for South Bougainville, Timothy Masio, says that for far too long, this department has been given scant attention, although it is commonly referred to as the enabler of our national development. The finer details of the MOU are being progressed by our senior officials, but it will enable the deployment of senior policy officers from Australia to PNG. It will also encourage the development of twinning arrangement where staff from PNG will be seconded to the offices of their Australian counterparts, Minister Masio explained. He said in this way, the staff and policy capacity in his department will be progressively developed and enhanced. Minister Matthew said his three-state visit was also deliberately planned, so he and his delegation visited and held discussions with agencies that are at the forefront of protecting and enhancing Australia's ICT sector. The PNG ICT sector at the government level is still relatively underdeveloped, and we will do well to learn from Australia's experience in this regard. Prior to witnessing the signing of the MOU on Tuesday, the minister visited the Telstra Global Operations Centre and the Joint Cyber Security Centre, both also in Melbourne. Minister Matthew also visited the Australian Digital Transformation Agency and the Department of Finance, e-Government Services and Systems in between his meetings with his colleague ministers in Canberra. The Minister for Communication and Information Technology and member for South Bougainville, Timothy Matthew, and his delegation on Thursday travelled to Sydney and met with Facebook Australia. There has been a lot of discussions in PNG on whether to ban this hugely popular platform or not. I was able to get a first-hand briefing on the work of Facebook Australia and the measures and policies which are in place to address abuse and breaches of the use of Facebook. In this regard, I issued an invitation to Facebook to set up an office in PNG. Our officers have been directed to quickly progress this government invitation, he said. The minister then held discussions with the Australian E-Safety Commissioner on the work they are doing on public e-safety. PNG can learn a lot from the E-Safety Commission in terms of looking after our youth and younger children from online predators, he said. Minister Matthew then met with the ABG Managing Director, Mr. David Anderson, on the idea of reactivating this ABG training mentoring engagement with NBC. I have directed the NBC Managing Director and the incoming board chairman to have a follow-up meeting with Mr. Anderson to work out the final details of this program so our staff can benefit from further relevant training, he said. Mr. Matthew said the ABG also informed him of the ongoing successful cadetship program of the ABG, which the NBC can also tap into, particularly in the technical and editorial areas. The delegation also visited the Paddington site of the Coral Sea Cable that is regarded as a huge game changer for the ICT sector in PNG. The minister ended his formal engagement in Australia by travelling for 6 hours to Bega in country New South Wales to represent the PNG government as the Bega community thanked those that assisted them during the recent bushfires. Our PNG troops had returned to PNG ahead of the trial match between Parramatta and Penrith in Bega in support of the bushfire efforts, and I was asked to receive the acknowledgement on their behalf. It was an honor to walk out before the match and have our government and PNGDF publicly thanked for the support we have given them. The community also acknowledged the others like the Australian Defence Force, the Fire Services, the Salvation Army, and the Red Cross. I saw firsthand some of the devastations caused by the bushfires in Bega and am pleased that we assisted Australia in the way we did, Mr. Matthew concluded. Now to end the English bulletin, 2 fourth-year students from Bougainville have not been admitted to the Divine Word University for the 2020 academic year due to finance. The students, one from Buin and the other from Bana, could have completed their fourth-year studies on environment health and rural health studies. The two contacted New Dawn FM at the weekend and said that they are not able to enter the mess because they have no identification cards. They told New Dawn FM to make an appeal to the Bougainville members of Parliament or the ABG to assist them. The two who were brave enough to talk to New Dawn FM also said that there are also some students from other parts of Bougainville, including Buka, in the same situation. Anyone who wants to assist can talk to us at New Dawn FM so that we can connect you to the students. This has been the New Dawn FM News in English. You can also see our news on the websites on www.bougainvillenews.com, www.bougainville.taipei.com. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. You can also listen to this news on our YouTube page. On behalf of the news team, I'm Aloysius Laukai. You have a pleasant evening. On Kai News long Tok Pisin mi Aloysius Laukai by Redim Pobla long this platform lo Bougainville be loose lo Solwara na li rescue mall long Solwara long Solomon Islands bali come back long Buka long this week. This survivor he got to Mary one time Pikini Mary belongan where me to Christmas. Na boy mi start was 20 Christmas na big man named belongan Dominic Stally. Last survivor eating no referral hospital on era Saturday 29 February behind long only being operating map. Ogada Fobla now only stop right. Now stop long PNGI Commissioner's Officer Residence long on era with him walk about long only come back lo buka ombla Tok come lo office lo Bougainville disaster emi toko sem only ready lo sim ticket long display Fobla line come back lo buka suppose PNGI Commission Office lo onera is terrible paperwork long all Bougainville disaster office plan long kisim Fobla ye come lo trinde display week lo Port Moresby by the lo Moresby na come back lo buka long display funde ogada travel expenses autonomous Bougainville government meeting Bougainville disaster coordinator retired Colonel Johnny Maka he talk him New Dawn FM long Port Moresby or display survivor mommy's government to be like movie mall area he come back lo place that's all only be waiting one plap long all he being stopped at lo housing. Member Blow South Bougainville na Minister Blow Information Communication Technology Timothy Masio na delegation belongani come back lo Port Moresby tete long avinon behind only walk about go Australia long number 1 ministerial visit go Australia. Minister Masio talk display first official engagement since kisim this la work lo November 2019 na mi hamas long look lo Australia where neighbor blow me close to that's all. Long this trip bring him Australian counterpart Honorable Paul Fletcher, Minister of Internal Development Honorable Alex Hawke na bring him to online law head law office law Pacific office Ewan McDonald long Canberra long 26 February. Talk this first time big ICT ministerial representation only kirapim whereby work named long to government long Papua New Guinea in Australia. Big all talk only be making only talk long kirapim one annual regional ministers forum where only can look long all challenges you come up inside the Pacific and opportunities where you come up long all technology you close is long this time. Invite him to minister long visit him PNG and Minister Hawke by visit him PNG long wikikam massive talk awesome. Minister witnessing to memorandum of understanding only be sign him na long PNG Department of Information na Communication na Australian Department of Infrastructure Transport Regional Development and Communications long 25th of February lo Canberra. Display big MOU na by larim now to play department personal he can share him all talk yo kam na kisim sampla way or he can walk long halibim online long Papua New Guinea long kisim more training long display work. Minister for Communication and Information Technology na member Blow South Bougainville Timothy Masio he talk long time through only larim display work law communication staff was online long making work long national development talk all legally all details long is like MOU by only strong him now long making was display to Australia na PNG line long communication na technology can look long find him way to black country can work one time. Na emi talk emi encourage long look him awesome. Or can grab him on twinning arrangement or arrangement namelo two bla where all staff the PNG na Papua New Guinea he can work one time. Emi talk this bla way by all can halivim PNG long working policy na build him capacity long department long work long communication information technology inside of PNG. Minister Masio emi talk this bla triple state visit longen emi being planning long look long all big bla work where you come up long side long Australia long strong in work bla ICT sector na our PNG emi can line long this bla PNG ICT sector long government level emi start tumble through na this bla work about long can make him by PNG can line him some bla all wood bla road long strong in this bla work na me long Australia na PNG. Past time long only witness him signing bla MOU lo Tuesday minister even visiting to Telstra Global Operation Center na joint cyber security center where all staff lo Melbourne. Minister Masiwi visiting to Australian Digital Transformation Agency, the Department of Finance, E-Government Services and Systems, long namel long all Tok emi make him one time all minister long Canberra. He block long harim news, he come long New Dawn FM. Minister of Communication and Information Technology, na member of South Bougainville, Timothy Masio, na delegation long and lot Thursday, he being walk about the Sydney, na bungim Facebook Australia long Papua New Guinea got planned the Tok long rouse him Facebook na tambo mogata na display emi look him first hand information long Facebook Australia one him something emi say work him all policy na how wale oklo look long online long making about or broke him all protocol lo cyber inside of Facebook. Long display Minister Tui being invited him Facebook Australia long Kirabimambla office lo Papua New Guinea na ask him all government line long Ariabim display work long sing out him all. Minister all him discussing too one time Australia e-safety commissioner long work him lo look at him public safety PNG and we can line him plan something or e-safety commission long person long look at him all youth na yampla long online he can bully him all long online. Minister Masio he bring him to ABG Managing Director Mr. David Anderson long display tinting long starting back ABG training mentoring engagement one time and busy where he been come up long time long Department of Information Extension Services before. I mean directing Managing Director of NBC na board chairman long hurry up now long Tok on the manager na line long and long started him all way all you can come up in display come up through. Minister Masi we talk to ABG talk long and too long ongoing successful cadetship program ABG Oklongat where all you can learn him NBC line him na line him or line long technical na editorial areas. Delegation even visiting to Paddington site where Coral Sea Cable we stop longen where only looking was display once only come up in long PNG by changing ICT sector long Papua New Guinea Oketa. Minister he finished him display engagement law Australia na emi driving was 6 hours ago lo bega in country New South Wales lo making PNG government time bega community talk thank you long PNG soldiers who said to be halibim long killing fire long time long bush fire all PNG troops only return finish long PNG long looking trial mates na melo paramata na Penrith lo bega na lo support lo bushfire efforts only ask him too lo receive him acknowledgement long name long all soldier emi talk emi Hamas long walk about long display making government na time emi stop na PNG Defence Force only talk thank you long all long walk only walk him only talk thank you too long online no some Australian Defence Force fire services, Salvation Army, na Red Cross long big plow work only make him long haliving people low time no good long time low fire. Mr. Masi we talk me look him to all pakarap where push fire being come up him long beggar. Nami amas too. Osem papa ni wini too we being put him hand long haliving long display heavy. Na long finish him news. Tupla year 4 students long Bougainville all no nap long go inside long school or Divine Wood University or 2020 academic year because only sort lo money. Tupla students one blah blah buin na one blah blah bana only pass complete him 4-year studies long environment health na rural health studies. Only contact him New Dawn FM at low finish blow week na only talk with him only no nap long go inside lo mess long kai because only no got ID card because only no buy him school fee. Only talk him New Dawn FM lo make him appeal long all member lo parliament lo ABG not to national government lo halibi mall to play being strong true na brave long out him worry long only talk him New Dawn FM or sem he got some blouse sumatin tube long on nap la hap lo Bougainville long kandi one time buka only stop long this block in heavy usadi like halivim or sumatin you can talk lo mipla lo New Dawn FM na mi pa can connect him you one time or sumatin display finish him New Dawn FM news tonight. You can look him all news from our website lo www.bougainvillenews.com www.bougainville.type.com. You can be an Mipla tool or Facebook na Twitter. Now you can have him all news here long New Dawn FM YouTube page. Make him news team lo New Dawn FM maybe always just like you got good plan night.